So, one of the ways that I connect to spirit, and one of the things I've been thinking about a lot being here, and every time I gather with other Japanese Canadians and other Nikkei, is about the generations that came before. And I actually have a practice of trying to connect with my ancestors in a kind of personal way. And one of the best things I know I do for my own wellness is it's kind of almost a meme these days to say gratitude, express gratitude. But it is really, I think, a big part of hello. Expressing gratitude to the generations that came before us. I think the Japanese culture has a very beautiful way of acknowledging ancestors. Every time in Japan you go to people's homes, they have their shrines, the butsudans for the ancestors and those who are gone. Like in my family homes that I went to in Japan, they had pictures of like great-great-grandparents up on the wall. Like it was very, very much a part of the culture. How many of you have something in your home like that, a little shrine or a little space for those who have gone before? Nice. So we're going to do another craft. We're actually going to, one of the ways, and this is going to combine a bunch of these petals, is we're going to create a collective piece of art together. You might have seen the beginning of this, our tree, and we are going to make a collective piece of art that I'm hoping can stay somewhere, live somewhere, maybe not here, but maybe somewhere else. So what we're going to do is we are going to make an ancestry. The ancestry. So what we're going to do is there's two parts. There's the roots and the flowers. And we're going to I'm going to start with the second part actually, which is the roots. So what I want you to do is when I'm done the instructions, you're going to have a few minutes just to reflect. And I want you to come up and you'll have a chance to write the name of one or more of your ancestors in the roots of the tree. Okay? So you think about an ancestor you really would love to honor today. Somebody who has meant something to you in some way, maybe even if you've never met them. An ancestor in the roots of the tree. And then the flowers, I want you to write one thing that you feel a gift you received from that ancestor. A gift you received from that ancestor. So I wrote down the name of my grandfather, Hikojiro Miyagawa. And one of the gifts I feel I received from him and my grandmother was acceptance. And it's my family is a very accepting family, and I feel it was from my grandparents. They really gave me a great sense of acceptance, and that has meant that I'm a very accepting person as well. So I make that link very strongly between my ancestor and my sense of acceptance. So it could be anything. It could be whatever you think of. What is a gift that you got from your ancestor? So that's the two parts of it. And there's a bonus part if you want to get even more in depth in it. Totally optional. But on the back of the flower, the part that nobody's going to see, make a little request. How can that ancestor support you? If that ancestor, depending on your spiritual beliefs, if there's somewhere out there looking out for you, or even just in your imagination, you imagine that ancestor somehow supporting you in something, what would that be? What would you ask them to support you? Maybe it's some challenge you have in life right now, or maybe it's finding a job or something. How do you want that ancestor to support you? So that's going to be on the back of the flower. So the front is a gift. The back is a request for support from that ancestor. So you're going to do a flower, you're going to do the roots, and then we're going to put the flowers up on the tree when you're ready. And we're going to create this beautiful piece of art together, honoring our ancestors and the gifts that they've given us. Any questions? Yes?
So part of decorating the tree is also adding flowers. So we talked about the different fruits, and just quick demonstration. If you want to add a flower, you can rip a piece of paper like that, and you can like travel it like that, and that creates some kind of a flower. Then you can take a piece of tape and add it to the tree. So that's for those. And there's also those tiny little flowers that we're preparing that you can just come and add a flower to the tree. So.
Yeah, thank you, and thank you to Miriam, who's really helped create this piece of art that we're going to do together. So take a minute to reflect on an ancestor, and then when you're ready, come up and grab a flower from here, and right near your ancestor down there. And we're gonna give this about 15-20 minutes to do. So it's going to be a little bit longer time. And yeah, any questions about what we're doing? I'll put some music back on as well. One more thing, if you could write, just try to use the black markers. I think it'll look better if you just use the black markers. So there should be black markers. If you don't have a black marker, just raise your hand. We'll bring you a black marker. Okay.
That's all I'm trying to do. And then you have to stick with a gift that person gave you. Like, I mean, or not a
That's why my grandmother's name is two different spellings. Because I think somebody's handwriting, they could be there's one letter wrong, right? They say somebody said even and a lot of it's handwriting in the English part. So the Japanese part I can't read, so I feel like
you have a Japanese, you have your relatives Japanese passport.
yeah, I wonder. That's why I've been trying to find the home.
Yes, yeah.
But I haven't been able to. So, well, after I talked to Lisa at the Connections conference, I emailed her, right? So then when I know he lives in space, for a lot of his photographs, so it's looked at what he
We will accept it. Basically, what they do is
especially the photographs, I don't walk into the so that's why I wanted to go back to this. I think because I'm hoping to for now I do have a new van, but because I haven't been able to reach Lisa, somebody else told me they had a hard time connecting with the making the Zoom too. So I don't know. So, but at least the two young ladies seemed interested, so I'm still working on trying to identify it. Actually, I just
What's it like?
My grandmother.